Alrighty, up next, we're going to be talking M3GAN 2.0. I was a big fan of the original M3GAN film. It was one of those when they were like, "Hey, we got this." It's you showed me the plot of that thing for like 30 seconds, and I was like, "I'm already sold on it." So when they said, "Hey, we're making a M3GAN 2.0," not surprised. Again, it's a Blumhouse special here, so you know that this thing wasn't made for next to nothing. But with as much money as M3GAN made, I think the original one was made for probably under $10 million. Most of the original the first one was made for 12. That I remember. I remember reading that in an article. The first M3GAN was made for $12 million, so this one doubled that budget. But, you know, with that first M3GAN, I know it made well over that, so it makes sense that they would double the budget for this. And it does feel like they've doubled the budget for that. I will say that I don't think that little scene was in. Is this in the movie? I don't think this is in the movie. I didn't watch any of the trailers because I didn't want to see nothing. You ain't spoiling me, damn it. Here's the IMDb plot line for M3GAN 2.0. As we know, IMDb always 100% correct in everything they say and or do. 2 years after M3GAN's rampage, her creator Gemma resorts to resurrecting her infamous creation in order to take down Amelia, the military-grade weapon who was built by a defense contractor who stole M3GAN's underlying tech. This is written and directed by Gerald Johnstone, written by Alika Cooper and Gerald Johnson and James Wan. I think those two wrote somehow the story or something like that, but Johnstone wrote the screenplay, if I'm not mistaken. This is starring Allison Williams, who still has yet to contact me. Come on now. Jermaine Clement, Jenna Davis, that's the voice of M3GAN. Violet McGraw plays Katie. It's spelled with a C, so it bugs me every single time. Amy Donald played the body there of Amy, and Ivana Senko. Sure. Looking like she's got kind of there's a little bit of Uma Thurman, and who is the other gal? I'll remember it later. And this guy, Aristotle Athari, this guy was in it as well. So here's the deal, man. M3GAN is back. They kind of took, like you said there, the tech and everything of the M3GAN, and then kind of transferred it into this creature that's supposedly like for the military and everything. I don't know how the military goes. You know what we need? A little blonde girl to start kicking the asses of people. That's what's gonna do it. But listen, the story's got to be what the story's got to be, right? So they decide, hey, we need to bring M3GAN out of retirement. She's now kind of backed up herself and has been kind of living in the house, if you will, watching over everything. But they end up putting her body in this little kind of like, it's not like not a Furby, not an amiibo. What was this? There was like a Sony thing or something like that. Whatever, one of these little weirdo AI assistants with a little face and stuff like that. They put her into one of those bodies, which is a great little thing. The little animated face and whatnot works perfectly. And M3GAN being snooty back and just being like, "Hey, I want to get into my own body," and all that kind of good stuff. It was it's a good enough premise. You know, you get to where you're going to go with this movie, and that's what it is, you know? And so she just goes like, "Hey, if you want to get me in there, you want my help and everything, you got to put me in a regular body again." But of course that's what you would do. Now the director itself, and I mentioned this in a live stream that I did previously, where the director himself says, this is his saying, he says this, that he did not that he didn't see any of the Terminator 2 parallels within this movie. In as much as the first Terminator film, the Terminator is going after Sarah Connor, and that is his mission then, is to kill Sarah Connor, who will then, not have John Connor, and thus, Judgment Day doesn't take place. But come Terminator 2, James Cameron flips the script, and instead of having the Terminator be the thing that's trying to kill Sarah Connor, he makes the thing that's trying to save her. This is very much the exact same thing that we had last time. So M3GAN is this android that is put together to guard Katie and everything, but she's killed some people in the process. It happens. But so she goes, that's always kind of been her underlining thing. And that's kind of been the fun part about M3GAN as kind of a character and everything. She's always just been, listen, the only thing I've ever done is just try to help Katie. I've always been protective of Katie and stuff like that, because that was kind of the mission that I've been given and stuff. So, but here's the big thing. I won't go much into spoilers and stuff like that, but again, eventually, M3GAN gets her body and whatnot, and she gets to fight the other big robot and whatnot. You figure all this stuff's going to happen. But at the end of the day, what the movie is, and I mentioned this again in the kind of previous stream where I was going over in Hollywood. I want to say it was a Hollywood Reporter or Variety article that was talking about M3GAN 2.0 and the M3GAN movies themselves, and how the writer-director really is kind of just trying to say some stuff here. And M3GAN 2.0 really also does kind of start saying some stuff and has some things to say about culture and society and about AI and about how, we're treating these things. And I will say this, this is not a spoiler, but I never in a million years thought I would watch M3GAN 2.0 and there would be an Ichi the Killer reference in it. That's all I'll say. But I sat there and just applauded when I was like, wow. An Ichi the Killer reference in M3GAN 2.0. Crazy. But speaking of crazy, though, I had a bad experience seeing M3GAN 2.0. I thought I was going to be lucky, man. I got my ticket. I was the only person in the theater. Got a seat right in the middle. Perfect. I was ready to go. I'm just like, this is going to be a lovely theater-going experience. And then 2 minutes before the movie started, a group of 12-year-old boys came bundling into this theater. And they were loud and they were crazy. I told them to shut up at one point. They didn't quite shut up. They shut up enough. And it wasn't enough to completely ruin the movie for me. But they were in and out a whole bunch of times. And I predicted this. I predicted that I would have a bad time. It was 2 p.m., man. 2 p.m. and these little buttholes are in there. This is why I need to go see R-rated movies instead. These little dumb kids can get into see PG-13 films. But outside of the bad kind of, the folks there and everything, M3GAN 2.0 was a fine affair. Nothing super to write home about. I will say this. At 2 hours, again, M3GAN is too long. M3GAN is too long of a movie. This should be a tight 90 minutes. I don't know that we do so much in here that it deserves an extra half hour worth of material. I think we are trying to say stuff, but I think that if you're not careful, you're starting to tread a little bit on the George Romero preachy scale, where it's just like, okay, we get your point. We may also agree with your point. But one thing that you don't have to do is keep telling us and keep telling us and keep telling us. It's a little bit much. However, I will say this. Everybody is really good. Violet McGraw, again, as Katie, was awesome. She was great as, the little one a couple years ago and stuff like that. She's grown up. She's still great acting. Really awesome. Jermaine Clement back in this. By the way, I look at Jermaine Clement and all I can think of is like sexy Bruce Leslie. It's there. He needs to put that one together. And Allison Williams, still just like, my word, I can't help but look at this lady and just go like, she wouldn't spit on me if I was on fire. But man, you can't take your eyes off of that lady. I wouldn't mind her starring in more things. That's all I'm saying. But ultimately, though, M3GAN 2.0 is a fine enough film. It's nothing wild and crazy. I will say this much. If you like the original film, there's a good enough chance that you're going to like this one as well. It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to go a solid 3 out of 5 stars with this one as well. It's just, it's okay. this was one of the movies that I was kind of looking forward to a little bit, but didn't have it in the highest of hopes, just because it's a horror sequel. But again, the writer-director says that there are many more plans and ideas that this movie itself, this series could have, and the series itself become a commentary about where we are within the landscape of technology and everything, which I think is a good. I think is a good thing, and a thing that you could come back to, and every couple of years revisit it with another little version of M3GAN, where she has to come through and fight the technology du jour. I don't know. Could be a lot worse. Could be a lot better. Could be a lot worse. That's M3GAN 2.0. That will be out in theaters this Friday.